My mind used to feel like this painting looks chaotic, relentless, overwhelming. If you're watching this, maybe you know that feeling too. That constant hum of worry, the replaying of conversations, the what ifs that spiral out of control, especially when depression weighs heavy. For years, my overthinking was like a radio stuck on full blast inside my head. I tried everything to quiet it logic, distraction, even just willing it to stop. Nothing really worked until I picked up a paintbrush. Depression wasn't just a sadness for me, it was exhaustion, numbness, and this constant mental noise. My brain wouldn't shut off, analyzing past mistakes, catastrophizing the future, criticizing myself relentlessly. Why did I say that? What will go wrong tomorrow? Am I not good enough? It was exhausting, mentally paralyzing. I felt trapped inside my own head, unable to escape the loop. Talking helped, therapy was crucial, but sometimes words weren't enough. Sometimes the thoughts were too big, too messy, too loud for words. One day, out of sheer desperation and maybe boredom, I dug out an old watercolor set. I had zero plan, zero skill, and honestly, zero expectation. I just needed something different. I put some random colors on the paper, just swirled them around, no goal, no pretty picture in mind, and something tiny happened. For those few minutes, the relentless commentary paused. It wasn't silence exactly, but the volume turned way down. My focus shifted from the storm inside my head to the simple movement outside. The brush gliding, the color spreading, the texture forming. I later learned there's a science behind this. Art therapy isn't magic, but it uses different pathways in the brain. When you're focused on the sensory experience, the feel of the brush, the smell of the paint, watching colors blend, it literally gives your overthinking prefrontal cortex a break. It shifts you from analyzing mode to experiencing mode. It's a form of mindfulness, but way more accessible when your thoughts are racing. You're not trying to stop thinking, you're giving your mind a different absorbing task. And for me, the key was no rules, no judgment. This wasn't about creating a masterpiece for the Louvre. It was about letting the inside mess become an outside mess on paper. Here's what it actually looked like for me. I would sit down feeling overwhelmed. I would choose a color that matched my mood, maybe a heavy dark blue or purple or a jarring red. I would just make marks, big, angry strokes sometimes, soft, blurry washes other times. If frustration bubbled up, I might scrape into the paint. If I felt numb, I would layer colors blindly. The magic wasn't in what I painted, but that I painted. The overthinking didn't vanish instantly, but it lost its grip. Instead of being the storm, I was witnessing it, translating it onto a paper. It created space, a tiny pocket of peace where the critic was too busy watching the paint dry to tell me I was failing at life. It became a safe space to just be without words. What made this different from just watching TV or scrolling? It was active and embodied. I wasn't just passively absorbing noise. I was actively expressing the noise. Depression often makes you feel stuck, powerless, pushing paint around, making decisions, even tiny ones like blue next, creating something. It gave me a tiny sense of agency back. It externalized the internal chaos. Seeing my feelings outside of myself, even as blobs of color, made them feel less overwhelming, less defining. It wasn't about fixing the feelings, it was about acknowledging them non verbally, which somehow took away some of their power. If this resonates, you don't need an art degree or expensive supplies. You just need permission to make a mess. Start small. Grab some cheap paints, crayons, or even a big piece of paper and charcoal. Find 10-15 minutes where you won't be disturbed. Step 1, check it. How do you feel right now? Heavy? Agitated? Empty? Step 2, choose a color or material that feels like that. Step 3, just move your hand. Let the feeling guide the mark. No plan, no good or bad. If thoughts come, acknowledge them. Ah, there's the worry again. And gently bring your focus back to the sensation of creating. The goal isn't a perfect painting, it's a quieter mind. Painting didn't cure my depression. That's a journey with many tools therapy, support, sometimes medication. But it gave me something invaluable a way to silence the overthinking storm, even just for a little while. It taught me I could create moments of peace amidst the chaos. If your mind feels like a battlefield, maybe give it a try. Give yourself a permission to make ugly, messy, honest art. You might just find, like I did, that in the swirl of color, the noise finally starts to fade. Thanks for watching. Inspired to try? Or have your own coping tools? Tell me in the comments. Share what works for you or if you are grabbing paints today.